So following on the heels of Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman from Minnesota, the new congresswoman firebrand, shaking it up, making us aware of a few things. I guess racism and discrimination within sects of people within our country that we're not necessarily familiar with. Right? So, most importantly, she put she's bringing attention to the issue of Jews in Israel and the treatment of the Palestinian people. Right? So let's dive right in and take a look. I found some videos I'm going to show you. So, it's crazy, right? So here's two very nice Jewish men. They're there in Washington D.C. and they're there protesting, right? They're there to express their opinions of Ilhan Omar in front of her office. And well, let's see what they have to say. Let's see if they are who we think they are, right? The Jews hate the Muslims hate the Jews, the Arabs, everybody hates the Mexicans. Right? Let's see what they say.
What she's saying is the voice of Judaism. My father, his parents were killed in Auschwitz. The Holocaust survivors, our communities mainly are. They've settled in the United States. I was born here. I'm a U.S. citizen. Our communities are very large and proud Jewish communities that adhere to the Torah. And because we are Jewish, we differentiate between Judaism and Zionism. Judaism is to serve God, be subservient to God, and live in friendship and solidarity with our Arab and Muslim neighbors, as we've had in all the Arab and Muslim countries. And to confuse the two and to accuse somebody of being anti-Semitic because they oppose the occupation of Palestine or the oppression of a people and accuse them of being anti-Semitic is revolting, unacceptable. And it hurts us because it's being done in the name of the Jewish people. We find this so terrible. Such a tragedy, a travesty of justice, what's being done to her. Came from Palestine because he didn't want to be under this occupation. Fellow Jew, Rabbi Chazan. What she's saying.
Wow. So, whoa, that's very different than what we were told about the relationship between the Jews, the Hasids, the Ashkenazi Jews, the settlers that came into Israel. And their relationship to the Palestinian people, right? So we were wrong, right? Wait, whoa. Not so fast. Let's watch some other videos. Right? So here's a gentleman that was, well, let's look over here. Let's just listen to this gentleman for a second.
هذا اللي احنا خايفين منه، يعني يطلعوا يعني يطردونا من البيوت. يعني بدهم يحاولوا يفرغوها من الناس، من السكان، يفرغوا الفلسطينيين من القدس من حوالين البلد القديمة ويبنوا مستوطنات حواليها. يعني هلا في وضع مأساوي، يعني مش عارفين شو بدنا نسوي، نضلنا قاعدين بلا مؤاخذة. يجلونا بعد 23 هيك على غفلة إنه إحنا رفضنا نطلع، ياخذوا العفش، يغرمونا، يطلعونا بساعات الصبح الباكر. هذا اللي احنا خايفين منه. احنا من 56 ساكنين هون بناء على اتفاقيه بين الحكومه الاردنيه ووكاله الغوث اللي هي اقامت 28 وحده سكنيه. انا بعتبرها غير قانونيه لانه الحي كله اثبت انه هاي الارض مش لهم، بناء على وثيقه جبناها من تركيا، وثائق تثبت انه هاي الارض لا تمت بالصله لحركه المستوطنين اللي هم بيدعوا انهم اصحاب الارض. هاي الارض مش لهم، والورقه الموجوده معاهم اللي هي بيعتبروها انها ملكيه اتضح انها هي ورقه اجار، مستاجرين الارض من ايام الاتراك وقدروا يحولوها من اجار لملكيه عن طريق تقادم. هلا ايش لا سمح الله ايش بده يصير معنا، راح يصير مع العائلات الثانيه. في عندنا حوالي 11 عائله عندهم محاكم، ممكن لا سمح الله ممكن يتخذوا نفس الاجراء. عايز عندنا كم من يوم الاتحاد الأوروبي إنه يعطوا تقرير عن الوضع يعني. فهذا إشي بيساعد، ممكن أنا بقول ممكن يأثر أو يجمد قرار الإخلاء أو الإخلاء عائلتنا.
Oh, wait a second. So that's a little different than what we just heard. There's the Jews, and then there's the Zionists, right? And then there's the settlers and the Israelis, right? It's all confused, right? But it seems like when you really dig down a little bit, you find out that in Israel and New York, oh yeah, okay, in DC, it's one thing, but what the actuality of the situation in the West Bank is a little bit different, right? Isn't it? Let's look at it again. Let's find out more.
كانوا بدهم يطخوا حاتم، كسروه ما نعرفش شو اللي صار فيه.
دخلوا على البيت اتهشموا على حاتم، فكر جوزي في اشي، في اعراف، في قانون. من زمان إلنا بالبيت، من زمان أنا عشت فيه، تجوزت فيه، صار أهلي في الواد، أنا طول عمري بنت البلد، أنا بيتي هون، حياتي بالقدس، طول عمري بنت القدس، كيف ياخدوا بيتي؟
So what is it? Is it a Jewish problem? Is it an Israeli problem? Is it a Zionist problem? Right? That's the problem. What is the problem? The problem, it seems that in one breath, there's a lobby here in the U.S. We just saw the fine Ashkenazi Jews in the beginning, the Hasids, pleading to the American people that there's a difference between Judaism and Zionism, and that to mix the two together is a tremendous injustice. But here we see, Ilhan Omar, the Muslim woman from Somalia, the Horn of Africa, an Arab nation. Technically, she is an Arab, right? And she's pointing out this problem, amongst other problems, the problem in Venezuela. But here we see, well, what is the problem? Is it the Jews in the beginning? Are these guys lying? Or is it something else going on? But I don't know. Let's continue and find out. So these Israeli troops, those are Israeli troops kicking out some Palestinian people from their home in the West Bank. So are they Zionists? Are they Jews? Are they Israelis? Who the fuck are these people? Forcible eviction. It's just they show up at your door one day with a piece of paper and says, no, this is not your house anymore. I know your grandparents, your mother, you had 4 babies in the house and you've been here for 100 years, but listen, we got to make room. We got to make room for the Jewish settlers because the piece of paper right here, right, says so. It says that you got to go, man. It's time for you to go. Right, but I thought the West Bank was ours. I thought this was our land, our property, right? Fucking Israel's taking it back, right? This is what's really going on. So see the Jew, the Jew with the hats, with the yarmulkes, right? Are they Israelis? Are they these guys over here, the Hasids? You see the difference? So these are Israeli Jews, right? And these are also but they're protecting the settlers, right? The Hasids. Got a couple of Hasids sprinkled in there. See what so they're Hasids, right? They got the Hasid. What the fuck? It's a big mix up, man. It's crazy shit, right? But the bottom line is, almost in every situation, the Palestinians are getting the axe, right? So, do we believe this guy? Is this guy full of shit?
What she's saying is the voice of Judaism.
She's talking about Ilhan Omar, that the Ilhan Omar's position is that the Jews, the Zionists, whatever the hell you want to call them, in Israel, are bullying out the Palestinians. Now this guy's he's gonna take higher ground and say, no, the Jew, the Jew that wants to live peacefully with everybody. Well, where's the evidence of that?
His parents were killed in Auschwitz. The Holocaust survivors, our communities
and always the Holocaust. Always, the poor Jew died in the oven in Holocaust. Well, millions of people died. There's 10 million Chinese died when fucking 10 million Chinese died when the Russians piled into China, killing everybody, and the Japanese too. Fucking people have died throughout history. War. Stop complaining about the same situation. I mean, that's unsympathetic, all right? So people die, but that's all you talk about, right? And then you use it to justify the shit I just showed you, where, Israel, it's ours, it's all ours, we take.
Mainly are. They've settled in the United States. I was born here, I'm a U.S. citizen. Our communities are very large and proud Jewish communities that adhere to the Torah, and because we are Jewish,
so I could debunk that, right? I live in Brooklyn, and not even 2 miles away is Borough Park. There's also Williamsburg, right, a little further away. But Borough Park is a Hasidic community. It's guys like this right here, right? They look and dress and speak just like him. They're very educated. They speak perfect English. But when you show up, they start speaking Hebrew, right? They don't, or Yiddish, whatever the hell they're speaking, right? You can't understand what they're saying to each other, and then they turn to you and speak in English. And I'm not only a resident of Brooklyn, but I was also an enforcement agent that went into their community writing tickets and having to go face to face with these people. So I know who they are and what they are, and it's just it brings into question. My point was that where is the evidence that they are willing to commingle with the Arab people? Because when you go to their neighborhood, Borough Park, you don't see no Arabs. You don't see nobody but Jews, right? Nobody but Hasidic Jews, not even like run-of-the-mill New York Jews. You see Hasids, right? So they are separatists, right? Are they smart? Are they educated? Are they polite? Yeah, they're all those things. But they're separatists. And then in the extreme in Israel, they're extreme separatists.
We differentiate between Judaism and Zionism. Judaism is to serve God, be subservient to God, and live in friendship and solidarity with our Arab and Muslim neighbors, as we've had in all the Arab and Muslim countries.
Except when it comes to taking their property in Palestine, right? Except when it comes to giving them full citizenship, or in the past, creating a two-state nation where the Palestinians would have had their own nation. But no, okay.
And to confuse the two and to accuse somebody of being anti-Semitic because they oppose the occupation of Palestine or the oppression of a people and accuse them of being anti-Semitic is...
So he's trying to make a differentiation now that you see. He's trying to divide the Jew from the... He's trying to say the Jew and the Zionists are different, and that the Jew would never forcibly push anybody out in West Bank and become settlers in a land that is technically not their own. So who's telling the truth? Oh, what Jew? Pick a Jew. Pick what Jew is telling the truth. Is the Jew telling the truth? I don't know. But it's an interesting deep dive, right? So Ilhan Omar shaking it up, man, making people aware of the problem, the issue of the occupation in Palestine, as well as the U.S. use of military force throughout the world. Right now, we're coming up on Venezuela to lie. They're basically lying. Elliot Abrams lying to the American people, saying that there's a humanitarian crisis. The war criminal Elliot Abrams saying that there's a humanitarian crisis. That's Trump's swamp. So, hope that was helpful. Marcus Conte reporting.